Oh, yes, we are in Joburg indeed, and we are so glad that we are able to be in the greatness that is with us today. My friend, I am talking about absolute superstars. So look, have you ever heard of the Kids Lit Quiz? Well, you're about to learn all about it because we are joined by the St. John's College Prep boys who have gone on to do the impossible and who are going to go on to make us even more proud. I am talking about the kids that entered the Kids Lit Quiz, which is a literary quiz for the kids between the ages of 10 and 13 years old. And they don't just get to compete nationally, no, my friend. These kids went on to win in South Africa, which means that when they go and represent us in Canberra, Australia in July, they are going to be going up against the likes of Australia, Canada, Hong Kong, Indonesia, Nigeria, Singapore, Thailand, and the USA. Everybody, please give it up for our Kids Lit winners! Come on! And of course, we're also joined by our principal this morning, who is the fearless leader at St. John's College Prep Boys. Mr. Lala, how are you?
Very good, thank you. Very happy to be here.
Yes, and before I get to the superstars, I need to start with you, because I feel like when we talk about people who are genuinely doing what the work is, in terms of making sure that we have very literate young people, you are one of those people. But why is reading so important?
So for us in the South African context, and I think particularly at St. John's, reading is at the heart of our academic endeavour.
Yes.
And these four lads, of whom we are very proud, really epitomise that for us.
Oh.
It's not just about reading prescribed material,
yes,
but in order to have any success in this quiz, you've got to read extensively. You've got to read for pleasure. And there's a very clear correlation between reading and academic success.
Yeah. And
so we're very proud to be able to engender that in our school and hopefully pioneer something that I think should be commonplace in our country, really.
Yes. Yeah. And Mr. Lala, that means that I'm sitting with Einsteins here in front
Indeed
of
you
me.
Are.
So I'm going to start with Einstein number 1 and Einstein number 2, which of course are Joseph as well as Daniel. Joseph, let's start with you, my love. When did you start being an avid reader, and who were the people that kind of allowed you to really want to read?
So I probably started reading properly in grade 3.
Oh, wow.
During lockdown, my sister read a Percy Jackson book, and I also wanted to read it. And then I read the full series. And then I moved to St. John's.
Oh, wow.
And it just continued.
You read the whole series?
Yeah.
Starting light, hey, Joseph? Starting light. And what about you, Daniel?
I probably started reading properly in grade 2 when I took home a Harry Potter book.
Oh, wow.
But then during grade 3, or grade 4 actually, I read the Percy Jackson series, and it was very good.
Sure, guys, you are very good. I was reading Kathy and Mark and The Cat is in the Hat back then. So well done to you guys. But Sahil and Ben, let me come to you. Sahil, you first and foremost. How do you guys make time for reading? Because I feel like you also do sports. You also do all these other things. Where do you find the time?
So I usually read late up until the night.
Wow.
Because most of the time I get home late, I'd read until 8, 10-ish.
Mm-hmm. And for you, that's really nice when you're able to read before bed?
Yeah.
I love that. And Ben, let's speak to you. Where do you find the time, especially with all of the distractions? Is television not like a distraction or anything like YouTube?
Well, I guess it is, but reading has to be a priority. If you're in the Kids Lit Quiz, you have to prioritize it above everything else, because we want to get through, we want to win. And same as Sale, I love reading before I go to sleep at bed, because there's so much time that you can just use to read.
I love that. And guys, I can already see future presidents and ministers and everything here in front of me, which I love. But I want to come to you, sir, Mr. Lala, because, of course, you know, we're talking about the Kids Lit Quiz questions that are set on the broad topic of anything ever written for children. So in terms of these examples, and I'm going to come to you guys as well, what kind of different questions do we expect in the quiz, as well as the different categories, rather, even?
Well, the founder of the competition, Wayne Mills, calls it the sport of reading. And so basically it's anything that appeals to children between those ages.
Yes.
From fiction to mythology, anything that you can imagine, the children will be able to have an appetite towards reading. They can expect to find those questions in the quiz.
Sure. Okay, so guys, what were some of the categories that you had to get into when it came to the quiz? Let's start with you, Joseph.
So the first category that I really like is mythology, and then I like fantasy as well.
Amazing. And you, sir?
I think I also like mythology and fantasy, but I also like stuff that happen that's like Mostly fiction.
I love that. And what about you, Sahil?
Mythology and a bit of magical books.
Yes, I love magical books as well. And take us home, Van. What about you?
Well, I love classical literature like The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, and I also love magical books like Harry Potter.
I loved Lord of the Rings. You just made me feel so nostalgic. Oh, my goodness. Guys, I did tell you, but then you guys were like a little bit shocked. We've got a Kids Lit quiz coming up for you, all right? So I need you guys to get ready because we're going to give you one right here on Expresso. And you, Expresso family, you got to stick around because it's going to be the very first Kids Lit quiz we are ever doing on your Feel Good Breakfast show. And honestly and truly, like I said, we have got leaders in front of us, those who are going to go on to represent us literally in the next couple of months at Canberra in Australia. It's going to be amazing, but don't go anywhere because we've got a whole lot on the way. And actually, Raul is standing by to tell us exactly what.